On the treadmill topic, we're talking about the percentage that a woman must contribute when you're married. If indeed it is a union where two become one, wouldn't it be fair to say that 50-50 is the best percentage? Well, it's not easy math like that. You know, one of the things that I'm seeing here is women automatically have an expectation of the man that they're going to marry. The expectation is the man will provide. And I'm seeing about 80% of you say that. But the truth of the matter is, it is a combined effort to build your family to what you want it to be. It would be doublespeak to say, well, I want to spend the rest of my life with you, but then again, you're not willing to contribute. You contribute when you can. One of the biggest threats to marriage today is money. That is a fact. So when you vaguely assume that you are on the same page with your partner thinking, I will give where I can, especially in these times where we don't even know what to expect the next day, I think the best approach would be outlining the expectations of your partner and the obligations of your partner. I like the way I saw a post about I take care of the recurring costs, and my wife is sort of like a backup, and they don't even have arguments about it because it was put on the table. They discussed it. They agreed from day one. Nobody wants surprises today. And women sometimes feel that the general input from childbearing to housekeeping to just generally being a woman in the home, you give way too much as is. So financially, you shouldn't be giving that much. And that is where this conversation stemmed from. But the same way we want to challenge gender stereotypes is the same way we want to challenge the fact that a man must provide. Sometimes you're the one who's going to keep your household afloat. So as much as we're throwing figures on the timeline and these percentages and saying, well, 40%, 50%, 60-40, 20-80, 50-50, it should be so flexible that if at all it so happens that you have to support the family as a woman and still hold it down in the kitchen, then so be it. But the reality is you must discuss it initially. And if you've never talked about how much should I give, where are we going, what's the plan, financially speaking, it's about time. I think there's many women who are more than ready to chip in to support where need be. But you must understand how far, what is the expectation of my partner? Not everyone is marrying for love. Remember that. Some people just need a place to stay. It is what it is. So your expectation is someone who's going to take care of you. And maybe the man's expectation is someone who's going to build with him. At least that way, the man will say, well, I knew from day one that I was going to foot every single bill and financially support this woman and our children from day one. We need to normalize having conversations about finances. It's okay as long as your partner is okay with that percentage that we're discussing, and it should be flexible. If need be, next year you're the one who's going to support the family. Who knows? It's all about the benefit of the family. However, I'm going to sign off saying there's been so many issues of mistrust, and a lot of women feel, if I contribute, I want to know that I'm contributing with and building with someone who has my best interests at heart. And maybe that's why a lot of women on the timeline are saying, I'm not putting my money in this. So men should not take for granted how much a woman puts on the line to build, to work, and still be the woman of the house And she brings whatever she brings. And then you don't even see the value of that. Appreciate the 2%, the 10%, the 50%. The conversation needs to be deeper than just the money. It should be, do I have my ride or die, my Bonnie and Clyde for life? Then we can have the conversation of, okay, so how much? That transparency about income and the future of the family. It's all right to have that conversation. On today's DM, we have a situation where there's a man who just loves to be up and about. He likes his drink, maybe a little too much, and she feels, well, I need you to just not put the drink first. I feel like we're not a priority in your life. Since the bars reopened, or you're like a social butterfly. Your marriage should not be conditional. And you should not label someone you love if indeed you're going to be around for the long haul to support them, to make them better, to grow with them, to build with them, the ups and the downs. So labeling someone an addict simply because he was the first one at the bar when they announced that the bars were reopening, I think that would be unfair. I'm sure you're not perfect either. So I feel like that's a big word to use. Loving someone is loving someone unconditionally. So I think, just as Alan said, ask for more time without conditions. Don't be needy about it. And if indeed you guys met in a bar, then you know this guy, he's the way he is. But it shouldn't be a label to call him an addict. He likes to socialize, work around it. Maybe you're not the most social person. Maybe you need to tweak a few things to make the house a more conducive place where he can enjoy the home. Sometimes parents don't want to be parents. They just want to be people. So maybe you need to relax a little bit. And you can also seek professional help just to see how you can manage your time better without feeling like you're competing with the drink. In my book, he's excited to be up and about and to socialize. That's my 2 cents.